How you doing, guys? Welcome to the M&A Club, Masculine Alpha Club, which I build meant to be the most masculine, most alpha self, starting from me. Today, I want to talk about why you need to start with small changes. Why you as an individual need to start with small changes. And this is something that I've seen also in what I've been doing in my life. I have 3 reasons why you need to start with just small changes, minute changes. Number 1, as humans, we don't like drastic 360-degree change. That's why most of the time at a certain point, they always say at a certain point, the person's gone. You're not going to really mold them to be what you want them to be or mold them to do something else. At a certain point, the person is gone. So what they always say is, so you see people who change their life later on as they get older by doing small steps, small changes, and that will eventually lead to bigger changes in their life. So since you know this fact, it's a psychology fact, it is a fact of life. Most of the time, for the most part, I'm not talking about one exception, one person just wants to do a whole 360 degrees. But for the most part, we don't like drastic changes. That's why a lot of people, when they live in hood, sometimes they don't even go out the hood. The hood's in New York. You ask them, have you been to Manhattan? Have you ever been to Times Square? Have you ever been to X, Y, and Z? Have you been to just this part of New York? And they say, no, I just been right here in the projects. And you're like, yo, literally just like a few blocks over or just a little bit of walk, you just take the train. You could see all this. You could see Billionaires Row. You could see, I forgot the park's name. And even in Jersey, where I'm from, people in the hood, they've never been to New York. New York is just literally like 30 minutes away. They've never been outside that neighborhood. They've never been outside their neighborhood. And if they did, it was just quick, oh, I'm in and I'm out. Because of that key thing. It's drastic 360-degree change is uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to go to a place that you may not particularly fit in or that you're not really accustomed to. If you're from the hood, you're used to certain manners, you're used to doing things a certain way. Now, if you're going to, for example, Billionaires Row, you're going to Fifth Ave or to these nice stores in Manhattan on 32nd, 30, you know the streets over there. 32nd, 33rd, 34th Street, all the 30s. Sometimes it's a different thing. Sometimes you're going to have to change. And people don't like change. People don't like change. Even in the gym. I always tell, when I hear somebody say, oh, listen, I want to go to the gym. I'm ready, Daniel. I'm ready. And then I sit them down and then they do literally a week and they just out. And I realize drastic 360-degree changes it's not for everybody. There's some people who could change. Like me, I could try to implement change in my baby. For me, I know I gotta take it back and do it slowly by slowly. Because I know drastic 360 changes could really mess up somebody, sometimes even somebody's psyche. It really could. So just doing small changes, something that you could adapt to, something that you can implement in your life. Like for me, I never hit the gym. I've just been doing push-ups, sit-ups, just all that. This week, this is my first week or last week? I think this is my first week actually hitting the gym, lifting weights. And my body is sore. That change alone was like, and I did not want to. I didn't want to go to the gym. I did not want to do it. I'm telling you, and this is not really like me, but I did not want to. But I was like, guess in order for me to better my health, in order for me to have longevity in my life, I have to do this. This is a necessary, I don't see it as evil, but if somebody sees evil, it's a necessary evil in your life. It's a necessary evil in your life. So I gotta lift. But that was very uncomfortable for me. And even me, right now, I'm in a very sore state. And I realize why people don't like drastic 360-degree changes. That's a whole another video within itself. But a lot of people don't like 360-degree changes because it's very uncomfortable. It's very unsettling. That's why the person who lived in the hood or someone who lived someplace else, they stay in their city, stay in their town, and they don't travel, they don't go see other things. Because it's different. You have to change. You have to accustom to something else that's new. And us human beings, we like things that we already know. So just do small little changes in your life, and it would reflect in the bigger picture. Besides just doing the whole 360 degrees, then you mess up and you just revert to the old behavior. Like I said, when I'm training somebody, oh my gosh, I'm ready for this, and train them for a week and you never see them again. Because they're ready for 360-degree change without making small changes. Without, let me just go to this workout. Let me just go to this workout. Let me just go to the next workout. Bullet point number 2. To eat the elephant is one bite at a time. I'm repeating again. To eat the elephant is one bite at a time. You don't see a big elephant like, I'm going to eat the whole thing. I'm going to use cow for example because you guys probably, it's like, elephant. A cow for example. You don't eat the whole cow unless you're a monster. You're not going to eat the whole cow. But you can eat the whole cow one bite at a time. And the reason I'm saying is that most of the time when somebody tries to do a very big task, like for example, I'm paying off my debt, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, even me getting fit, and I wanted to do this in a very small, very condensed time period. And it's good in a way, but it's not good because you start feeling discouraged when you don't meet your quotas, which is a good thing and a bad thing, but it could be a disservice to you in the long run. As I said again, me personally, I try to have longevity in mind. So I know my financial goal, for example, I need to pay off debt and I'm investing my money. I want my money to start making money, do dividend paying assets, looking to, to go into real estate after I get all my funds in order. So I know it's one step at a time. But the problem, a lot of people want to consolidate their goals. They're in $100,000 worth of debt. They try and pay it off within a year on a $50,000, $60,000 job. And that's just not realistic. And then you end up feeling discouraged. You're like, to hell with it. I don't care about my debt. I don't care about nothing. Then you end up being bankrupt. Then it just comes. Time is your greatest asset. So then you start getting into debt. You have this and that, collections coming in, X, Y, and Z. Now you want to get a house or you want to get a car. And now you can't even get that because they look like it's okay. You have to wait 7 to 10 years in order to get your credit fixed. Now, time is not on your side because you felt discouraged at this big goal. Besides breaking it down, I have this amount of debt. How can I pay this down? So have longevity in mind, so I could keep this a part of my financial routine. Me getting fit, I gained a lot of weight last year. It took me a year just to get to where I'm at right now. And that's working out almost 6-7 days, almost like every day. But I was just me breaking down little goals and just eating the cow or elephant one bite at a time. And that made me feel good because then now it just comes up subconscious. I need to work out. Comes subconscious. I need to pay off my debt. That comes subconscious. I need to invest for my future, for when I'm 80, 90, 100 years old. So just always remember why you need to start with small changes in your life is that you need to eat the elephant or cow one bite at a time so you don't feel discouraged. So you don't beat yourself with a stick. So you could actually do things longevity, long term. Just because you can't bench press 225 or just because you can't save X amount of dollars right now doesn't mean you won't be able to do it. But just break the goal down. Break it down into pieces. Get a piece and pick. I realized one thing. This is your best friend. And this is all my financials I've been doing. I've been doing this. All my financials I've been doing. Just write down what you need to do. Write down what you need to do. The pen and paper is supposed to be one of your greatest friends. People lie, women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. So get a piece of pen and paper and write down this elephant in your life, this cow in your life. Like me right now, the elephant and cow in my life, I'm like, okay, I need to start laying the financial foundation of my life. And I also need to do X, Y, Z to get some things in order in my life. So I'm like, okay, I got to pay off that, I got to do this and that. How can I break this down to a feasible goal that I could lay the foundation of my life long term? Long term, longevity in mind. I want to do this. I want to implement this habit so when I'm 50, 60, 80, 90 years old, I'm set. It's not somebody who's doing this in their 20s. It's very hard for them to wake up one day in the 80s like, I'm not gonna save money no more, or in their 50s and 40s or whatever age you are. I'm not gonna save no money. I'm not gonna put no money in investments no more. It's very hard for them to do that because it's just a lifestyle for them now. Budgeting is a lifestyle for them now. So just doing those small changes, If you don't want to budget every day, budget once a month and break down once a week or every time you get paid. Now you just creating those small changes, those small habits in your life, and before you know it, it's setting you up for financial success. And I'm just talking about finances right now because it's easier to digest in the future. You focus on your fitness now, so when you're 80, 90, 100 years old, you're not over here like, oh my gosh, you're looking way younger than you're supposed to. And I seen this. This is a guy who I think is 90, I forgot. He's a very old guy lifting 475 pounds. And he's very energetic, very responsible. And I'm like, I inspire to be like that. Because nowadays, I'm telling you, at work, I'm seeing people 60 something years old still working. Late 50s, still working. So I realized if you take care of your body will take care of you. But now that's just sticking with longevity. That's not, it depends on what your goal. If you're a bodybuilder or, powerlifter, you could lift those enormous weights. An average guy can lift heavy weight, but now that person has to be very careful. If he feels like, oh, damn, this might be too much, he has to go down. Take it easy. Longevity in mind. Eating the elephant or eating the cow one bite at a time. Don't delude yourself with dreams of grandeur. And then before you know, you're discouraged and you don't want to do nothing. Then you just start back at zero and you don't do nothing, which I realize when you're about to die that you lived a very unfulfilled life, a life that you didn't leave nothing for your kids, you didn't leave nothing for the next generation, leave nothing for the world to look at. Last thing. You're a sum total of the decisions and choices you made in your life. This right here got me. I'll be honest with you. This right here, you're the sum total. And I forgot who told me this quote. I think it was, I forgot what it was. But when I heard this quote, this really made me ponder for literally like a whole couple weeks, ponder on this quote. And I had to look myself and remember, like, damn, where I'm at right now in life, it's not the doings of, when you're young, sometimes there's some things you don't know, but again, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. So I'm over here trying to always acquire knowledge, always acquire skill sets, and some things don't work out. I failed in like 4 or 5 businesses. But I know after reading this quote, I'm the sum total of the decisions I made in my life. When I made the decision, okay, I'm gonna move out, I'm gonna be my own man, I'm gonna go out there and go out into the real world and see what it is. I made that decision. That decision actually helped me in my life. But then there's another decision I made. I'm like, I'm going to go to school without any knowledge, without anything that, what am I good at? What can I do? Without not having that mindset, I wasted time and money going to college. Not saying college is a waste of time, but if you know what you want to do, you see and you study, you know really what to do. Knowing what I know now, if I was back then, I would have told, yo, this will be a good fit for you. Because even if it doesn't work out, you still have, economic advantage by having a good job that's paying you well above average. And that's a whole nother video within itself. I'm talking about the power of having a well-paying, business job. You could really transition. But that was the sum total decisions I made in life. And the bad decisions I made, I have to take accountability of it. So you need to start making the small changes in life, because the where you at right now, which you could be in a good place or a bad place. Right now I'm working to be on that good place. 2 years ago, I was not really in that good place. But it was because of my decision making. It was just because of the choices I made in my life. And I had to take responsibility of it. And doing these small changes that I actually implemented 3-4 years ago after high school, by always seeking mentors, by always trying best to read books, by always looking how I could increase my network, by always looking how I could invest, by always looking this. Those little habits actually helped me right here. If I did those habits sooner, I would be way ahead of the curve. But I say better late than never. But just always remember, you're the sum total of the decisions and choices you made in your life. Most time we see someone getting kicked out their house, or somebody, they're behind on their car payment or mortgage, their decisions behind that, he did not or she did not just get into that situation right then and there. There were decisions and pre-courses, 6 months, year, 3, 4, 5 years, even 10 years that led to that. that led to this to that point that he or she is at right now. When you see somebody who's overweight, it's not they didn't just get fat out of nowhere. The choice and decisions they made in their life previously caused them to be like that. So just always remember why you need to start making these small changes in life, that you do some sort of decisions and choices you made in life. So by making these small changes right now, right today, start with just something. But I'm gonna drink half a gallon of water. I'm gonna drink a gallon of water. I'm gonna work out at minimum 3 times a week. I'm gonna pray or I'm gonna meditate at least 3-4 times a week. I'm gonna write down the things I'm grateful for. I try my best every time. Thank God for another day. Try your best to implement something in your life that would, the choice you made right now will transform your life 6 months from now. The choice that I made literally 6 months ago literally put me in the position I'm in right now. And I'm a way better position just because of the choices I made. By me sitting down saying nothing is enough, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. So just remember that, guys. Why you need to start with small changes. Number one, as humans, we don't like drastic 360 change. So small changes is easier to digest. Number two, bite the elephant, eat the elephant one bite at a time, or the cow one bite at a time, so you don't get discouraged. And number three, you're the sum total of the choices and decisions you made in your life. Hopefully you like the video. This is not like the subjects that I talk about is a very boring video. But comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you think about this video. Day in the K out.